Mike is about to set up a trail cam. So we've come to this area twice in the 2 days we've been here. 3 times now actually, and there's a lot of different animal tracks in here. We caught a lynx coming through here. We've actually cast those tracks. And a lot of moose track around this little spot of water. There's a lot of wetland in the back there. And we think that this might be a traffic area for a lot of other wildlife, including the 2 that we just mentioned. So we're going to set up a trail cam and leave that here for the night, or for several hours at least, and then we'll come back and get it at another point in time and see if we've caught any of those animals as they're walking through.
Tony, man, you hang out with me much longer, I'm going to be out of a job. Exactly what I would say. You're absolutely right. We've got a beaten trail here. We've got a wetland, so they're traveling back and forth between feeding areas, and we're going to set the trail camera up here, and I'm going to show you how to do it. First thing we want to be aware of is, like, that could potentially trigger, like if it gets windy tonight and that branch is going back and forth, that could constantly
trigger the camera.
But I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to have it here one night. It's really still now, but like this will block our view, so I'm going to, and this is not really a very kind of compromised anyways. I'm not killing it, but I'm going to just leave it in here so it's out of our way.
All right.
Got a cable lock on this, but I'm usually, sadly, if you put these things out where people can see them, they'll steal them. So we're kind of in an area, but I'm willing to risk it because there's not that many people up here. So what we're going to do...
And the cable will help at least deter them from stealing it,
right? All right, so we clear our tree, and these cameras are kind of usually wide angle, and you get your individual camera, you'll get used to it. Okay. But I have an idea. This one I usually have to tilt down. So I want to cover the area where the lynx was. So pretty much I'm just going to stick it like this, and just through practice I know that I want kind of that angle. Okay. See how it's kind of angled? This flat part, you want to just, you know, you can actually stand behind it and you can look at this and kind of just draw imaginary lines out to figure out where your field of view is. It's a bit of guesswork and a little bit, if you have a laptop you can plug into the bottom of these and check
so you can see the video feed from it? Right,
but I set this thing up quite a bit. I don't mess with that. I usually am pretty lucky at getting it. So it's very simple to attach. You just get your little strap here. Size. Wow, that tree smells really nice. And I want it up right there. Now obviously if you were, depending on what critter you're targeting, like if I was after mink or muskrat, I'd set this really close to the ground. And we're looking hopefully for Sasquatch, right. So we want to make sure that we are covering a 6 to 8 foot tall critter coming out of here. So we'll have it just about like this.
Now how far off the ground is that right now, or how far off of the ground level is that?
What is that, probably 5 feet maybe?
Yep.
So if we had a 10 or 12 foot tall critter come through here, and this angle will go up, we'd probably catch the top of its head at that distance. Okay. And this is pretty good out to 40 feet. And you can get a little bit more during the daytime, you can get like 100 feet, but at night it will illuminate 40 feet pretty good.
So it has built-in infrared?
That is correct. We have the LEDs up here. This is activated both by heat and motion. Okay. So if an animal comes by and has a heat signature, it'll pick it up, and if the leaves are moving. Great. So we'll just, our anti-theft device, we're just going to wrap our cable around it a couple times. This sensor here is high, medium, or low.
And which sensor is that for?
Well, I've got this on high, so like if you wanted to get little critters or something far away, I usually leave it at high. If you're in an area like where the wind is blowing a lot, let's say you had to look at a grassy meadow, you might want to put it on medium, otherwise every time the grass moves you're going to get a picture of the grass.
So that's the sensitivity of the motion sensor?
Yes, that's the sensitivity level. Over here, like if you were doing still shots, it'll take up to, what is it, five still shots. Okay. The delay, you can go up to 30 seconds. I put it on the shortest one, which is 10 seconds. So like if you had something that was hanging out in the area, you'd get a series of shots. If it stayed there 10 seconds later, it would take another series of shots. Thank you, Bill. And this is the length of the amount of video. Okay. And then this is photo or video. What I usually do is I usually pop it's got an SD card in the bottom here. I don't know if you can see it. Yep, see the slot? I'll pop it out. So we got a little SD card right there. That's going to do our storage. And it's got a little rubber grommet in case it rains. We don't have to worry about that.
Well, that's useful actually if you wanted to have cameras and leave them set up. You just keep swapping out the cards, come back and take.
Well, you could swap the cards out, or if you had a laptop, you could just plug into that port and you can download that information quite quickly. They make ones that will transmit to your cell phone. Can you believe it? For people that don't want to go back out into the woods. And then this is our cable that we're going to lock, which we're all set now. All we need to do now is we'll click this on to like video, and in a second it shows the battery, gives us like a 10-second delay, and then it will start taking pictures if we're in front of it.
Right.
So all we need to do now is move out of the area. I'm going to turn it on and lock it up, and then we'll come back tomorrow and check to see if we got any photos.
Sounds great.
Let's go.
And now I'm out of a job, right? You know how
That's
to
right.
cast tracks
Yeah.
instead of trail camera? All right, video. All right. We're rocking and rolling.
All right.
Now we have that area canvassed. Nothing can go through that area without triggering that device.